place, whether it's this and that, what is it that you think I should come running into the clinic for? There's an analogy I'll give you. You could probably use that. I read another book. Called Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett. And he talks about how our lives, basically, you have a bunch of glass plates right now on a glass table. The glass plates, one glass plate is like your marriage, another glass plate is like your finances, another glass plate is like your business, another glass plate is like your kids. Whatever it is, the different components that makes your life. And then the glass table itself is your life. If the glass table itself breaks, everything breaks. That glass table is your life. So we are so worried trying to chase money, trying to chase businesses. We over here talking about a planner. We over here talking about whatever we talking about. But we don't go to my lovely sisters here to get our body and our health together. Everything will tank. So that is all things that you have to consistently be trying to market to people as well. In addition to all the other experiences you yourself have had in your life, just that's at the end of the day, like our health and our body matters. How we eat, think, drink, like those things, the vessel that we are. Bible uses the vessel that we are. When it said that your vessel is a temple, it wasn't saying it because I am Alpha and Omega, give me what you have. But God knew what he was saying. If you don't take care of this temple, everything else goes to codes. And so you have to consistently be trying to, that is what you're at the end of the day, without you saying it all the time. But that's the message you're trying to always get. That's what branding is. Everybody confuses branding and marketing. Marketing is you trying to sell something. Branding is what people think about when they think of branding. So as a brand, it's when I think about this person, I automatically think about that person. When I think about planning, I think about traveling. I was automatically thinking that's things I now associate with. And so I think deep those things, sit with yourself, and it'll make content creation easier. Because now every piece of content is around it. And also sometimes it can be easy. Like you logging in, like you making a video of like, it's time to have a session with somebody. And that's just that. A week in my life. And it shows the different aspects of your life. That shows how you live your life and how you're intentional about your health and life. A week in my life doesn't mean that we're expecting you to go to the gym every day. It doesn't mean what are the different things you do. When you give people a peek into the behind the scenes of business as well, people love that. When you build with people on social media, it helps them to now feel an attachment to you, and it helps them sometimes even support, even without needing what your product is. But it's the fact that it's like a young black woman out here really trying to succeed and do the thing. And that's where sometimes referrals come place. Now it's like, I don't need this thing, but I know 500 people that could really benefit from it. You know what I mean? Tati said, I'm the wrong person, but I know somebody else that can do it. So,
and I can even like see, I mean, I don't know if you're that kind of a vulnerable person online, but I can see you like recording yourself doing your lashes or doing something as you're talking to the camera. And I feel like that alone, as she said, like your beauty, somebody will see the first 3 seconds of that and they're like, what she got to say, you know? And then, right, because I'm looking, I'm like, that baby made.
Before I know it, you're talking about something. I stayed because of something else.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. That's actually on my list to read Diary of a CEO because I'm a reader too.
What's the first one? Let them. Like, no. So who else helpful?
You.
So who is next?
Who's next?
I'll try to go.
I could go again. Gladys and Holy Spirit flow through her today with all of these jewels.
My thing that I need to do within the next 3 months is to launch the business. And the steps that I have to take to get there is to take it seriously.
What's the business?
I have a website and kind of like graphic design business. The steps that I have to take is to take it seriously, write down my ideas, and plan for whatever outcome, the blessing, that's going to come my way. And just saying it and telling people, literally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She did my website, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
really? What? So are you a web developer?
Yeah, I'm a web designer and developer,
so
yeah.
Design, and then do you also graphic design?
I want to do that on the side. I do small stuff here and there, but the primary
Is building websites.
is to build the websites and then graphic design, whether it's designing somebody's menu, whether it's some small tiny
Yeah.
social media posts. Those could be add-ons, but the primary
Yeah, it's just
is to building websites.
What does it look like now? It's like, is it registered? Do you have an Instagram for it? Or is it just like something that you continuously just been doing, but now you're like, I want to turn this into a profitable business?
For the last year or so, I would say something that I've just been doing behind the scenes. I built my church's website, other few websites here and there. Shanti's website just within the last month or so.
She built it in like what 3 or 2 days. I gave her an idea because again this was pretty rushed.
Yeah.
And by the end of the night, she sent me the link, and I'm like, "Girl, are you real?" So she's really good.
So it's been in the background, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. It takes nothing out of me. I enjoy it so much, but I do believe that there has been an urgency to just get it done. The Lord just whispered here and there. I'll be at work, and I work down the road, but I'll be at work, and my work gets slow a lot. And it'll just be like, Natasha, you need to do this. There's this one time, and I'll share this really quick testimony for a business that we worked together in, where the day before, unbeknownst to me, I was just at work, and the Lord's like, you need to, plan these things, structure these things, because, well, he didn't say because what. He just says do this, like, make a plan. And then the next day, she's like, hey, I have a client for it. I said, what? And it was good and it was okay. I wasn't overwhelmed or flustered, but just so in awe because I had the step by step. I had the onboarding procedure written down, all the steps of the design process that I would have needed to take that person through. Everything was planned and laid out. So I just know that urgency obviously came from God, because who else?
Yeah.
So just little things like that poking at me, and I know I need to do it, but I am so fearful, of all the what ifs and what, and whatnot. So
What are some of your what ifs?
what if it doesn't work out? What if I invest in it? And I think for a design business, for a design agency, it's not more so like buying equipment, but a lot of subscriptions, like online things, like buying Adobe, which is super expensive, and it's just me investing in stock platforms, stock images platforms. Those are expensive too. So just little stuff like that, and they cost. They may not seem like a lot, but they cost. So just being fearful of investing, being fearful of putting myself out there. I won't be doing it as a sole proprietor. I won't be doing it in my own name, but I'll take on another name. So, because I'm just so fearful, like, oh my God, if people know it's me, which is okay. My fellow friends and people who I associate, they know that I do that, but for everyone else, it's just like, do I want to market to everyone else? What if this random person comes up? What if I can't deal with them as a customer, because not everyone is for you, and you're not, you don't click with everyone. But that's what business is. You have to step out there and deal with people you've never met before, and you don't know their personality or what they'll potentially be like. So those things are fearful, to me.
Hope you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Wow. So you basically want to build your own business. You have this gift, you've done it a few times, and you now want to actually make it a business, profit it, scale it, and actually make it out there. And you said that a few things you need to do. You need to plan for it. So we already talked a lot about planning and like just the different systems you put in place to help you get to that goal. So we check that. You want to take it seriously, and then you want to also advertise and scale. So I'll give you a few tips even just on planning, right? Building a business is a lot of practical things you have to do. You have to register the business as an LLC or sole proprietor, whatever you want to do it. So you have to register it. You have to create a platform in which it can be sold, like a marketplace. So e-commerce, you have to build your own website. You can build your own website as well. And then you also have to market it. So a place online, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or other places are. And then also when you build a business and when you have something that's a purpose, you have to be comfortable with being your number one marketing agent. And sometimes I think people also fall through the cracks with this piece Because, and you mentioned, you said that you want to even do it as another DBA, like doing business as somebody else, because you don't want to put your face on it. But no one is going to push your business as much as you do. That's why you should yap about it anytime you know you go. Because you are going to be the biggest person. When I built a business, I literally was expecting so many different people, but it was the most random people that came, that became like megaphones for my business. But you have to be your loudest megaphone. Nobody's gonna sell it as much as you do, because you're the one with the vision and you believe in it the most. So I shouldn't be the one blowing up your business more than you do, because it's your vision. So have that mindset that you have that biggest responsibility. You owe it to the vision that you have to be the person to be putting yourself out there the most. So you have to be okay marketing. And for me, graphic design is such a huge place. Everybody needs a website for something. Like, everybody needs a website for something. So you have a huge target audience. And you've already have so many examples of the things you've already built. And when she said that you did it in 2 days, I'm like, that's a huge angle where you can come in on. Need a website in 24 hours? I got you. First of all, it would be like, what? Like, because to me, if I don't know much, I know a bit about graphic design and building. But if I didn't know anything, the fact that she was so shocked by you creating it, because it's like, what? To her it's foreign, but to you it's like, girl, it's really not that. Like, if I was to create a blog for someone, and for someone it takes like a week, I could do it in like 10 minutes. It's not that bad. But that's my superpower. So your superpower of your business is being able to literally do it in 2 days or a very short time. Then that's your selling point over and over to people.
Right.
That you need in this amount of time, with however amount of time you need it in, I got you. And so being okay, so you have to go home, really think about it. Why do you want to do the business? You know, you're a lawyer, why, like we talked about, so you can keep you going when it's time. And then you also have to ask yourself some practical questions. Who are you trying, who are your target audience? How much are you going to charge? Those are all practical steps you have to take to build a business. What are your pricing points? Are there packages you offer? Do you have a retainer fee? So if now she wants you to upkeep her website, that's a retainer fee you have to charge. All those different things as well. So there's a practical planning you have to get to. And then the marketing, the advertising planning is you really have to be okay with putting yourself out there. There are just people that build businesses that it is completely like you wouldn't even know. I can have a t-shirt business line, you can do it right now. You probably knows me. That's completely fine. But if this is something that you know for sure you want to walk in, you're a female web designer. And first of all, when people think about web design in general, they think of males. They don't even think about a female. So think about a young female web designer. So automatically, those are all selling points. You know, God gives us specific visions for us, and I think because we're the one to do it. Like, if I didn't put my face to a lot of different things, I don't think it'll do well. And that's not to say that certain things can't do well if you don't put your face to it. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that who you are, it's an advantageous point to what you're doing. And a lot of the times, they're all just different marketing and streaming ways in which people will come about your business. So you have to be okay with it and really have those conversations over, as long as it takes for you to cross to get that other side of fear and doubt. Where you're like, okay, I'm doing this thing. Like, I'm good, I'm doing it. But you have to kind of get over that fear and doubt that God has called you to it. When he called Moses, and Moses said he had a speech problem, he gave him somebody else to. But guess what? Moses still went.
Yeah.
So you still gotta go, but in the you're going, be okay knowing that this is not comfortable for me. Showing up online is not comfortable for me. I'm someone that at church, I'm up behind the scenes. I'm not on the pulpit, I'm not on the mic, I'm holding it. As a matter of fact, I work in a closet. He should go tell you. Our media booth is literally in a closet. So sometimes you don't think I came to church. I'm like, you are not here. Just walk straight to my closet, I walk straight out the door. But it's like, at the end of the day, you still have to show up for it. And so you have to be okay just exercising that thing until you get to that point. And so I want you to really, really, really meditate and get out your comfort zone. And the more you get out your comfort zone, the better it is as well. The more you're like, oh, you're talking to somebody casually, like right now, if I literally probably would have made a comment like, oh yeah, I'm sorry guys, don't mind my website, it's actually trash, I just do over. I bet you would have never said nothing but choose a graphic designer. It would have walked out of it. But let's say this was not what this is and it was something else and you had that ability, you should have came up to me afterwards like, hey, thank you for your presentation, I learned so much about value. I'm actually actually graphic designer. This is my card. You don't have to use the card. I'm not going to use cards and things. But you can just be like, hey, let's connect online. That's it. And then you literally probably said, yeah, I even build business like 2 days before however you need it. I would have been like, girl, what in the world? And now to all my other business friends, yeah, how this is 24 hours? You want to know the girl? Is this and that? So you have to be open and okay with always just being like a megaphone, your own megaphone. And then you do it so well too. And that's where I will also tell you, be okay with also investing in your craft to get better and better and better. And so let's go to the investment piece. You said that what if it fails, especially with all the investment you put in? I know subscriptions are very expensive, especially as it adds up with all the different tools you need to be a web designer. But sometimes start very simple and small. When I was planning a wedding, we had a budget, and in my mind, I'm like, I don't care too much about this part of the wedding to spend money on it. But how I look, I would spend a pretty penny on it. Because beyond anything else you see, how I look, I know you would go to your house and talk to your grandmother about me about how I like tomorrow. So I care more about it. So decide what part of your businesses you think right now are worth your monetary investments, and the other places, try to just do either like something that's more simple and basic and free, and then go on about it. When I was building my own business, when it got time to build a website, I wanted to pay someone to build a website because I was like, it's a huge part. But I didn't have the funds at it. So I sat there and I cracked my code and I built my own website. And funny enough, people came up to me and said, who built your website? It looks so nice. And I was like, what? Really? Like, that thing, that old little looking thing, they couldn't believe it. And so whatever it is, the area that you know you have to pump money into, be okay with it because it takes money to also make money. But the other things that you just know, you're like, you know what, I can actually figure a way around this. I could do this thing or I could whatever. Do that too. And then as you build, you'll be now able to really invest fully into it as you go. But go home, write down, make all the little steps that it takes to actually make a business. Go on Google, literally registering, all these different things, talk about pricing, all that stuff. And also get to a place where you're comfortable, which means exercising that muscle that you're not used to exercising. And then just keep up from there.
Thank you.
We're on each other's board of trustees, so I'll be pushing it.
Alrighty.
Okay, so for me, I have to find out what I am good at. And then I have 2 things, not 3. But one step I have is to try something new or to try new things. And then the second step I have is to spend more time with God.
So find out what you're good at, try out new things, spend time. What is something that you find so easy to do? Like when you do it, it's like it's whatever. It's not that you enjoy it. I'm not saying you enjoy doing it. It's just easy to do.
Well, that's the thing. I don't really do much. I don't really go out much. More things that I do is I stay
No,
home.
don't think about trading. Don't think
Okay.
about something you do with your hands. Don't think too much.
Okay.
What is something that is just it's easy to do? I'll give you a very example. Public speaking for someone could be like, man, it could be like the most horrific, like do not call me. That does not mean you don't get nervous. Like for me, I actually don't like speaking because I just feel like, why? But it's something that at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I'll just go ahead and but for someone, it's literally like, oh my God, like literally like swallow me up or bury me up.
Yeah.
And it could feel like that for me, but doesn't mean that when it's time to do it, it doesn't flow for me. So what is something that it literally just, it comes naturally. Some people's cooking. Somebody's like, do not bring that kitchen. But someone's like, what you got?
The eyes
Like,
closed.
yeah, so what is something that is just, it's easy. It's natural. Don't think about it too much.
Okay. So for me, I just stay home and I like to listen to worship music a lot, and or just spend time in my Bible and just spend time with God. So I do that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. And what is something that you enjoy doing?
I enjoy doing that too.
What are other things you enjoy doing? Not that you're good at them, but you enjoy doing.
Well, I used to bake cakes when I was younger, and I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed like the people actually like the cake. Yeah, I think like that. I enjoy reading books as well, or I enjoy writing in my journal, things like that.
Are you good at writing?
I mean, I would say so, but yeah.
Are you good at baking? If I eat your cupcake without what you doing, it's going to say, wow, this cupcake is bomb.
I mean, I think so.
Don't think you're being mindful. Like, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like baking. You also have that day you like to make people smile because you say you like it. You actually like it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you enjoy doing. That's something that you're good at. And then what is something that when you think about it, it's like it really makes you angry or it makes you sad. Like you wish you can actually be of help of it. So like I said, I talked about how hunger. Like the thought of like somebody being somewhere starving right now, they can't even satisfy their hunger. It's a burden for me. The thought of someone having such a good idea, but then them just sitting on it for years because they don't have the tools to know what it takes to actually go. It's so sad for me. Yeah. So what are some things that it's like, oh, I wish I could help somebody do this thing because I know how to do it.
For me, it's when I see younger people that are still living in sin and I want to tell them about Christ. But it's just that young people are so, well, I'm young, not saying young, but like, I'm 23. And we just like to have fun a lot that we don't prioritize spending time with God. And so I would love to speak to other young people to help them realize to prioritize time with God more and take their walk with Christ more seriously.
You know what's funny? When we were talking before I asked you the question, I literally was like, wow, she seems so young. She looks like she just go online first of all, just because especially when you talked about how you love to spend time with God, I literally in my mind was like, so why don't you just go online and just do that and just draw people? But the fact that you just said that you actually are burdened by other young people now living a life of sin. You don't have to wait till you're 32 to say you can actually do when you're young. Is exactly that. Why don't you just create, and it doesn't even have to be a business, but why don't you create a platform where other young women, when they come, they see another young woman that gave it all to Christ at a very young age, that just enjoys baking. Sometimes she reads her word, sometimes she bakes, sometimes she listens to worship music, sometimes she dances because praise is her power, sometimes she writes, sometimes she tells you what she's reading. She just shares all different aspects of her life, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to one brother. Just getting you to see what a light-filled life you live because you said yes to such things. And I want you to correct you, you are good at a lot of things. You do enjoy a lot of things. So I think you have to start there. Shift your mindset on who you are as a person. You seem so young, but even when I walk in, you like you seem very timid. And what do you mean you're not good at anything? That's so insulting to God. What do you mean you're not good at anything?
Right.
Every single person that He made, He gave us gifts that come naturally. So even when people want to build a business, I'm like, what comes naturally to you? Because those are your giftings. Those are something that, not that you don't have to like sharpen your giftings and be the like skill it, but there are certain things that it's so easy for you to do that it's like, to me, this whole content thing, it's like, it's not like, that's not my mountain, like I said. But for somebody, it really is. So that indicates to me there's a grace for it. So what are some of those things that is just your grace for? Spend time with God on it. Ask the Lord, so in the next 3 months, ask the Lord, like, what is this? What is it that you've given into me that is very easy? And what is this burden that you also place into me for younger people? How can I steward it? How can I show up for it? What does it look like for other people? Spend time with God and He will speak to you as well in that. And sometimes the little things, it's not even like always His voice coming through or a dream that comes through, but in your friends, in your family, the conversations you have, people will say certain things that will start to be highlighted to you. Or someone makes the comments like, oh my God, you're so funny. Or, oh my God, like, why can't I write like that? This sounded so good. Like, those are all different things of people highlighting to you what your gift is and what you are. Then ask the Lord, the next thing you want to do is ask the Lord what you should now do with those things. Like, like what should I now do with this thing as I go on in life?
Thank you. I actually do have a YouTube channel, and I post on Instagram.
I'm over here cracking up in my head because I'm like, Gladys don't even know.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need confirmation, so I think that was what that was. I'm literally in my head like, oh Jesus.
Oh, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a huge platform to use. To show up at yourself, vlogging, talking about the Lord, just whatever you feel led to. And before you know it, it literally will grow. And when you're growing, don't think so much about numbers. There's a friend of mine who just started doing more. Like, I'll come, every time I see her, I'm like, she's posting a reel. And, like, I went on her page and I went, it's like 500 views sometimes, 200 views. And for me, when I post a reel, for me, I can easily get to 10K. But for her, so then I literally DM'd her and I just felt led to really tell her, don't stop posting because you're looking at your numbers. Because I just felt like sometimes it can be discouraging to someone because you're looking at it and you're like, oh, like who's even listening? Well, you have 500 people who thought you were important to listen to. That is a lot. That's why when I walked in there, I said, I hope you're really proud of yourself and you're not disappointed because you have 4 people that legit left their house and iced a Saturday. It's a free
That's your
Saturday.
babies.
Yeah, that literally came dressed up. They didn't even come in their sweats or they dressed up.
Yeah.
They thought you were worth their nice art. You know, they came. That's a huge number. Somebody could do the same and nobody would show up. You could talk like see somebody, I feel part of nobody show up. Like nobody would show up. So that should be an indication to you of growth. When you're growing, it doesn't matter how fast you grow, but the fact that you're consistent and you're growing is all that matters. So don't think too much about your numbers. Just keep showing up how God is telling you to show up.
Thank you so much.
Can I just interject too? I think that this is, again, that's why we ask God to have his way because if you're okay with me sharing, there's a woman that asked me, well, she was looking for somebody to work at her flower shop. Luckerland started working for her this week, and I guess it wasn't working out. And the lady was like texting me on the back end, like, not great, all great things. And I had to correct the lady for a second. I was like, well, she may not be great at this stuff, but it doesn't mean she's not great at anything. And even like with her being, I know she's, you know, young and everything like that, but it was like, I was like, I know she needs to be a part of this women's thing, and I know that the Lord would have her hear something. So the fact that you're literally saying things that are kind of just confirming what the Lord is saying to her, that you may not be able to be good at this thing, but it doesn't mean that you're not good at anything. Like, there are underlying things that you are good at. I feel like the Lord is using you to speak life into her, and so I think that, you know, you needed to hear that.
That's another book. There's a book. There's literally a book called The Unfair Advantage, and it literally talks about how every single body has something that gives them an advantage. You know, so if you work at a flower shop, I don't know what the situation is, but let's say you probably weren't good at taking orders and restocking it. Your numbers are always wrong, but you were probably super smiley, and anytime a customer came in, you felt so warmed up because you were so. That's a superpower. You can learn the other stuff, but I can know how to do all those things, and I got a fat attitude anytime somebody wants to get shop. I'd rather someone who I have to teach that skill than someone who's really driving with customers. So don't let anyone ever make you feel like you can always learn something. You can always grow in something. But don't ever let people take away those small superpowers that you have.
That's true.
And
another thing, sorry. I'm also a dental hygienist, so that's what I do by day. I've been doing it for 7 years, and all my patients leave and they're like, oh my God, I want, you know, to be with you the next time. And I be talking to God, I'm like, I don't even think I'm the best dental hygienist per se. Like, you're gonna leave with your mouth feeling clean, but I think what people gravitate to me for is that I'm a listener, and some way, somehow, they find a way to tell me their life story as I have tools in their mouth. Some of them will cry, some of them will leave with a prayer, you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily that I want to be a dental hygienist for the rest of my life or that I'm called to that forever. No, I actually want to move. But I'm like, God, show me my soft skills even in another profession so that I can cultivate them and really walk in my purpose here. So as you said, like in a flower shop, they might not care about the flowers, but they see your smile and they're like, oh, I gotta come back here again because of your presence, you know. So that was good. Anyways.
Okay, that's what I'll do. So my goal for the next 3 months is to build a course around 2 books that I just put out, ebooks to assist people with publishing their own books. So I wrote the 3 things I need to do is to write a syllabus for the course, identify a platform for the course, and then record the course. Also effectively market, which is always.
So the course is about people learning how to publish a book.
Yeah, so basically helping you go from like your idea all the way to having it.
And so you have a business already where you are an editor,
Mhm.
helping you publish a book.
Mhm.
But let's say somebody didn't do that, like this course now, if I sat there with you, I would now learn how to do all of the books.
Well, mainly what my business is like the editing piece of it. So that part can't be replaced by a course because like someone needs to like actually sit and edit the book. Yeah. But it would just be like, okay, I have a book idea. How do I actually get to publishing the book? That's what the course is, which I already wrote into 2 ebooks. So I also wanted to turn it into actual course so I could like talk through the book and have people follow it along step by step. Basically like hold their hand virtually to writing the book.
And do you know how long you want the course to be? Have you thought about but have you thought about how long you want the course to be? Any of those like details? No. See, so the first step definitely is you sitting and thinking about how long do you want the course to be? How much you want to charge for it? And also what are you including in it? What you want to understand is if you ask someone for their money, you should think, is the value of that thing that you're giving them worth the money? Like, if I'm going to sit there and say, come to this, give me $200 of your money for 2 online courses, $200 may not seem like a lot to a lot of people, or maybe it isn't. But at the end of the day, it's still money. And somebody's going to think, is the value of what you're giving me worth the price that you're charging me? And if it isn't, you lose a lot of customers that way. But if you give them a value, so when you price point, also really think out, okay, you're only paying $20, but you're literally about to do this, and that. You know, so that's a way for you to also price it for whatever it is you want. Another thing that also you say, even in your syllabus, and I think that will also help you create your syllabus. What is the price? What are they getting out of it? And then what they're getting out of it, I need to use that to now build my syllabus as well. Because the syllabus now is around finding an editor, like how indications of a good editor. When you get an idea, how do you actually sit and write? What to do when you have writer's blocks? Now think of yourself as the customer, and a lot of people don't do that. When they build a business, you forget that it's a person coming through. So it's a good exercise for you to always sit as the opposite end and think, well, if I was dumb, how would I come in this situation? What would I do in this situation? So also think of yourself as the customer and what it is that you would get or want to be or what you would need. And if you're too attached to it that you can't think of it, pick somebody else and be like, hey, if you're to write a book and do a course, how do you think you'll do it? You can also information gather from people. If you do ChatGPT, but also real life people information gather from you. Like, hey, if you're to do this, would this be interesting to you? What area do you think you need help with? So forth and so forth. So that will also help you ultimately build what the syllabus is. The platform to use, there's so many platforms actually, and it depends how you want to do it. But if you were to like pre-record the sessions and pre-record the classes, so you can forever sell it, there's like a website called Skillable, Teachable. Yeah, people like create online, they record, do it so that now it can be sold anywhere, anytime. It's like passing on because everyone's always gonna come back and refer to it. So you can do that route where you can do the route where it's like a live classes of like people are literally meeting once a week this time, you record it, then put it together, and then you sell it. You can also do that way as well. So determine which kind of route you want to go with. That will also kind of help you determine, even in the case of recording, which some of the nuances of that is like get a videographer, the advertising portion of it, get somebody to help you take pictures for it if you want to make it a big thing that you do over and over, or this is just a one-time thing. All those like actual practical things of getting it done. And then do it well. Like I believe that when you do something, do well. It doesn't always mean that you have all the money for it, but in whatever capacity you can, do it well and with excellence. Because something like this, God will, I'm really glad you got you. Because if your plan for this is to keep doing it, I'm glad that there's someone who can actually tell the story really well. The other women will look at it and say, first of all, why didn't I not join the room this time? I have to be there next time. And so this is a part where you invest in the thing. because you're gonna see it's not just on my phones. You're gonna see the really pretty pictures of everyone. Everybody looks so good. They're eating brunch, they're chatting. They look like they're having a good time. You don't know what I'm saying. I just said a bunch of crap. it's like wow. Like I want to be a part of the community. I want to be a part of this. So when you invest in a craft, it gives people the time to also now come back to it.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, when I was watching your course, I was like, this is so intentional. Like, the outfits and the lighting and the backdrop. It was like,
People remember those things. It's really sometimes in the small details of it. Because how you act now is how you act when the audience is coming out. So even for me, I could be like, well, I'm just walking 3 minutes. This is brunch, but I literally walk here. It's Monday morning. I can act like all that. But I'm like, girl, first of all, why though?
Yeah.
Why don't you just act like where you want to go? There's a saying I always say to myself, your mind goes, then your body follows. As long as your mind is already there, that you already made it, you're already at that place, your body you will then start to naturally act like that in your body. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I have a question.
this just came to me, like, that it's okay to, like, sit and pivot. Like, you brought that word up. Like, it's okay, because, like, even I'm just reflecting now, because I feel like, just being transparent for me this year, like, it was a big, and I love the fact that you have, like, the reflection, because I haven't taken the time this year to do that, and I'm like, wow, it's about to be, October, so I feel like now that 9 months have passed, like, now I need to sit and actually reflect, like, what have I done, like, pat myself on the back, basically, and also, like, assess where I need to pivot, because I think one thing I told you before, too, is I feel like I have so much going on in my head, and, like, even, like, this year, like, I posted more content than I ever did because the Lord just gave me a burden at the beginning of the year to, like, put more content out there, because I was always the person, like, I don't want to show my life, I don't want people to know where I am, I don't want to show up in front of the camera, like, it's a lie. It also goes back to investing, because I reached out to Lisa, and I literally had the message, I think it was like January 22nd, I was like, the Lord is giving me a burden to do this, but, like, number one, I don't even know how to do it real, and number two, I don't want to put my face on the camera, and from there, like, the Lord has just, but now I'm like, I need to, like, scale. I think that's what it means, like, figure out, okay, hone in, like, what am I good at, what do I want to focus on, because so many times it's like, all right, I'm doing, like, 7 different things on social media, or just in general, like, what do I really want to hone in on, according to the leading of the Holy Spirit. So, this just, gave me the vim to actually sit and do that, and be like, it's okay, you've done all this stuff, it doesn't throw that away, but, like, it's okay to not solidify, like, how you want to show up online, or, like, what you want to do, and just be consistent in that, as opposed to doing, like, 15 different things, and not doing them to the full extent.
I agree. That definitely you honing in. My brother just visited me last week, and he literally was like, you should get into real estate. Like, I feel like you would really kill it in that arena. And I was like, why? And he's like, I feel like you could sell me. And it's true, I can really sell you. I really can.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like, I really feel like you would, like, really do well in real estate. I mean, I love beautiful things, and I love a good home, so, like, why not? And that to me sounded like a good idea. But also, I'm like, in this season of my life, in this marriage, I cannot be
so good.
I don't have the time to invest, to go take a class. I don't have the time to study, to pass anybody's exam. I'm working on good testing today. Now I'm not just like, I can't. But in my mind, I was like, I wouldn't, like, God will not choose that stuff. I'll tell you what real estate license, and let that be something I randomly do also. But in this season of my life, is just not practical. So sometimes when God gives you an idea, a vision, it's not always for the appointed time. There is an appointed time for maybe he's do the behind the scenes work right now. So when he calls you, right, maybe he's writing it down for 10 years from now. So not every idea you get, it's a now thing. That's where prayer and discernment also comes in. It's not always a now. But so God bless you guys so much. You can stay connected with me on, I'm always pushing my phone, but like on Instagram or on TikTok. But my name on Instagram is just Glowad, Glowe. And I brought some planners as well if you guys want to purchase it. But God bless you so much again, Deshaunti, for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly at all. But you included me in your vision and thought that it was, worth it having me come out here to speak to you all. I enjoyed myself. I pray that the Lord continues to give you the grace to execute it, because it's not always easy. No vision you have is easy, but just keep birthing, pushing out. It was so lovely to meet you all. So You're all so beautiful. I had such a
You
beautiful
also.
You too.
I brought my square, so you can see. But yeah, thank you so much. I had such a great
Yes.
time. I'm excited for you.
Man.
I'm so excited.
Like this.
Because it's more than an ice cream.
And let me tell you, when I bought your book, I was buying it like to support, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But then after Ghana, when I started reading it, I was like, wow, Lord, you just know exactly what I need.
Wow. Amen. That makes me feel good. God is so good. I'm excited to see what He's going to do in your lives, and just thank you for trusting me, for coming, for saying yes. All of you guys getting up early in the morning, getting cutesy just to come. It's been a blessing, even to me. I have so many takeaways, so I just love what God is doing.
Thanks for revealing yourself. And yeah, I already see where it's going.
Amen.
I already see where it's going. So,
Shantika, I just want to say that I'm so very proud of you and congratulations on your first mentorship course. It is the first installment to the oil program. It is the first installment to the oil program, and obviously we're friends and I get to see behind the scenes and stuff like that. But there's more to it, and just like you said, you already see where it's going, and that's always a part of the vision that you've just been consistently speaking about, whether it's on the Purpose Eagle for your own platform, or even for Visal, Vision Made Visal, just everything. There's such a consistency about this vision that God has given to us in that burden. So I'm very proud of you, and congrats. I wish I had flowers.
we're giving verbal flowers.
Well, verbal flower. We're giving your flowers even before we could see the end of it. Like Tatiana said, it's gonna be amazing, and I'm just so very proud of you. Congratulations!
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited.
And I think we all just need to think far. That's something you do really well.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I don't know, maybe you could share what your mind is, because I feel like you can always get hung up on you made the comment it's this amount, that automatically makes you feel like no one's gonna buy into it. So how do you overcome that mental roadblock of I know it probably goes back to believing in what you're selling, the solution that you're selling, but you have other advice as to not selling yourself short.
It's not selling yourself short. I think it's definitely knowing your why, but also confidence. I think you have to be so confident and so down. If I think the sky is purple, it's not because you guys are blue down. No, it's purple.
Yeah.
I'm convinced. I know what I know of what I know right now. So for me, I think one compliment I always get is people there's a girl I met in South Africa literally in 2015, and literally last year when I got married, the girl DM'd me and she was like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I met you in South Africa. You're so confident. I just want to say God bless you. You're so inspiring." But I feel like the only reason why she could say that is because the core of who I am has never changed. My message has never changed. I am who I am, and so being convinced of who God has made you and what you are, it radiates to everybody.
Yeah.
And so besides why I'm doing it, I also know I'm convinced I'm the perfect person for the job. That not only that God has given me the vision, but I'm the right person for the thing. Doesn't mean the next person next to me can't do it. You can do it with your own unique touch. But that does not take away from what I'm doing and why I'm the right person for this thing. And so whatever you're selling, believe that you're the perfect person to sell that thing as well.
This is an assignment. So if you don't do your part, then somebody else is not gonna get blessed.
Yeah. So then it helps me see the long form.
Yeah.
It's not
Might give it to someone else.
and
Jesus.
And
I don't want him to. That's the thing.
He 1,000% will do. I'm the same friend I was talking to that says that they're having a hard time being consistent and stuff like that. And I literally actually said that to them. I said that, well, if you don't keep doing it, just know that in a few years he'll give it to somebody else. And my volleyball coach in high school told me something I'll never forget. He said, you never want to meet the person that you were supposed to be. And I've heard that quote ever since in other places. But he literally said that to me at a very young age because I used to play volleyball and I would travel sometimes a lot, so I would never, during summer camps of training, I would never be able to focus and actually hone in. But then also, to be very honest, quite frank, like I'm like, my call wasn't a volleyball. I wasn't called to be a volleyball or whatever. As much as gifted as I was in it, it wasn't what I was called. But him at that time was like, you're so gifted, but you're like not taking it seriously enough for me. Like I've got you playing varsity from sophomore year to senior year, you're not. But to use that example, it's like you don't want to be the next person that walks in here. And you're looking at yourself like, that should have been me, that could have been me.
That's so good. And I think God will continue to give you reminders. A moment of transparency, even within this, like pushing out this vision. There was a point last week where I was like, yeah, this is where you really got to balance, like family, no. Give him, like, balance in family, work, marriage. You know, I got into a place where I was like, you know what? I'm going to just put it down. I'm not doing it. I said it, and me and my husband had a disagreement, and I was like, I'm just not going to do it, and I'm done, you know? And that night, the Lord had given me a dream, just being transparent. Prior to all of this, I was listening actually to Cindy Trim, who is very big on building the vision. And that night, I had a dream that she went in her purse. She was in the back of my car, and she was giving me pregnancy tests. And then when I woke up, the Lord was like, I'm trying to show you that you are indeed pregnant with this thing, and you cannot abort what I have given you. And I was like, oh God, here we go again. Like, I can't give, you know. So I think that that's just very powerful. Remembering your why, and the Lord just keep putting that in your head, like, it's not just for now, but it's for way ahead, as you're saying. And knowing that you're the person for the job. When you said that, I feel like it answered my, who is your person that you're trying to target? I feel like I'm targeting two sets of people. I think I'm targeting my younger me, hence Luckerlin, a lot of different young women. Even since starting this, that's like, I really want to be mentored by you, younger women. And I'm like, oh Lord, like, I don't know. But it's because a lot of them don't have that confidence factor yet. And it's good to get it. Like, you're 27. So I love that God gave that to you at such a young age, because now you're killing it right now in this prime stage of yours. So I feel like a lot of younger girls can get that quicker. Like, oh yeah, I am who God called me to be. I can be empowered. They can like really step into their calling much easier. We won't have to like backtrack and fix like, well, no, girl, you know, you are the one for the job. And no, believe in yourself, you know. If they get that at a young age, we won't have to fix so much when they're like 29, 30. So those women, and then like women that I would say are like in my kind of age range right now, where you're trying to navigate life, you're maybe wife, mom, professional, you know, in your career, and you just don't know where, you know, you're supposed to be at, and just learning to navigate that. I think those are my two targets. So I'll pray about that, bring that back to the Lord in prayer. But yeah. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming. And I pray that the Lord would just bless us as we go. That, you know, everything that we have taken, that we will just receive it and just continue to let it grow and let it be nourished, and we'll see tangible fruits from it in the name of Jesus. And we come against every force of darkness that would try to ruin the rest of our day. Satan, you are already defeated in Jesus' name. And we just give you thanks, we give you praise, we give you glory, Jesus, for everything that you're doing, everything that you're about to do in every business, in every movement, in every community, in every brand, in every YouTube channel, and every Instagram channel, LinkedIn, every product, every service, everything that you're about to do, Father God. We just give you glory, we give you honor, and we just thank you for everything in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. So God bless you. Make sure you guys
take our picture now.
Yes. Thank God for Chuka who stayed around. Yes. Do you have more like this color?
Yeah.
Is that the one you were eyeing?
Yeah, I need two of them, but
Okay.
I'm willing to share with you.
I know
the other one.
Thank you. And my call to action, I guess, since Gladys is challenging me to do it. So next month, our course is going to be on building the innovation. So the Lord gives me women to look at this year. This month was Deborah, and next month is Jochebed, because she knew that her child was good. The Bible says when she gave birth to him and she looked at him, she knew he was good and he was not worth being executed. So she built an ark and she put him in, and she built that innovation. Nobody ever thought to build an ark and put a baby in the water. So whatever that random innovation is that God has given you to build, we're going to learn how to build it. We're going to talk about the 7 pillars in Proverbs 9 that the wise woman built her home with, and they actually start with C's. So we're gonna do all of that good stuff. But that's my call to action. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a sister to tell a sister. Amen. But enjoy your books. I hope you guys get something from it. And yeah. Yes, let's take a picture.
Yeah, so I only bought 2, but did you want to buy 2 in the same color?
Oh, but there's 3. You want to
Oh, yeah.
This? No. This one is the old one.
Oh, that's
because I usually buy the old. Yeah. But I can ship, like, where do you live?
like 5 minutes.
Oh, so honestly, I can bring, so you can, or the shots, where do you live as well?
I live in Bridgeport too, closer to Stratford.
Yeah, so I can bring it to you. So, yeah. But you want it to look the same beige?
Yeah, I think we have to make a machine of it.
Yeah, that's a cute one. Yeah, the beige is very popular.
Good for the neutral
Aesthetic.
girlies.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
aesthetic,
All the
yeah.
aesthetic.
But you know what it is too? It gets, because it's linen, it's actually a linen cover. So if there's someone that you know,
Yeah, it gets like.
you will like have it in your bathroom, or maybe you can also like the black one.
That's true. I like the black.
Like there's someone that you just know that you like every day. I have someone who in the black one maybe.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll do one of
I think I'm gonna keep this planner as a family planner. I like the idea of you keeping it on your coffee table. I have a planner for my bag, but I think I can be diligent enough to do the 2 so that my husband can look in there too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, we can have our vision and everything. Yeah.
Okay. So
Are
you
we-
do the beige one?
Yeah, I want a beige. Yes.
Are we gonna sit along here for the